I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you, Francesca. How did I get into the lighting industry? Like everybody, well, like some other people, by accident, not by design. I came from food and beverage, and part of food and beverage was creating atmosphere for the environment, for the customers. And so I started doing lighting design when I was working in the restaurant industry. And one thing led to another, and 30 years later, here I am. And I think food and beverage is why I have so much fun creating events for Wild, is because it's knitting together events, people, food, fun. I work as a manufacturer's representative, and the thing about our events, our industry, Wild, it's all women from all disciplines, from all aspects. It's not just design. It's manufacturing, it's science and research. It's anyone who's part of the industry is welcome at any time to be part of a larger thing. And so working as a manufacturer's representative, my world got smaller because I only work in New York City, whereas I used to work nationally. And that's kind of what prompted me to talk about Wild and do something Wild 30 years ago, because I was traveling nationally, meeting all these cool women who didn't know each other and who needed a network. And so some of us got to talking and creating this ad hoc organization that gathered when we could, and then started to develop more of an agenda. But we would keep losing the paper handwritten database. I mean, no, it wasn't a database. It was a sign-in sheet because we didn't have anything to help us that way. So here we are today with a lot more energy, a lot more people, a lot more women. I am the retired chairwoman of the IES annual conference. Absolutely a highlight of my career, chairing a conference, bringing together such cool, smart, funny, bright people, and making something happen. Teaching, that's what really excites me, educating, and I think that's also part of being a sales representative, because you're teaching someone about a product or a service or a device. You want to create that aha moment at all times in someone, and you want to make it be fun. There's nothing worse than PowerPoint by death. So I try to create other ways of learning, other excitement, other energies. So there's that. I'm the retired chairwoman for the Lumen Awards, the Rock and Awards program here in New York City. I am involved in other lighting initiatives as well. I was invited to speak at the Department of Engineering, Energy, the DOE conference in January. So those are the next big things coming up, and then building up Wild and seeing how Will and Wild might work together.
That's great.
Am I talking too fast?
No, I think we...
Because it creates the spirit and the soul. It is, of course, there's all the functional stuff, that's a given. But it's more about communicating an energy, creating a persona with light. And for me, that's what it's always been about. I don't do calculations. I've never been a lighting designer. It's about problem solving, bringing the right tools to the designer or the architect or home to make things better, brighter, whatever it might be. But problem solving. Initially, a male-dominated industry where women were seen as support devices, not as independents, not as fully developed professionals. So breaking through that and bolstering ourselves with the energy and the support from other women and learning from them, trading stories, learning techniques, just sharing sympathy, empathy, giving and getting. That was very difficult. Penetrating a large European concern that I used to work for that was very male hierarchical, and finding your way through there, being successful, but more and equally important, being happy. They go together. You can't have one without the other. And I wasn't willing to sacrifice either. So navigating that successfully over 10 years. And then the ability to keep reinventing myself, because I've been a manufacturer, I've been in sources most of my career, but learning how to help rocket scientists break it down to layman's, learning to help them understand how to treat me as an equal, and to respect me, you fight for it and you earn it both. So it's the thing that brings us all together. Was working in a male-dominated industry, which is absolutely no longer the case. That's been an amazing evolution to see. Be fair, be supportive, listen, involve others, always teach backwards and forwards, turn to help someone up behind you, and take every moment for real, but also don't take yourself so seriously, as Leslie Wheel famously said, because things change, things evolve, go with it. It's called work because it gets hard. It cannot be perfect every day, and everybody doesn't deserve a trophy for showing up. So be forgiving on yourself and others, and try new things. Oh, absolutely. Pamela Hall Wilson, sassy, spirited, smart. Yes, she has boundaries, but she wasn't afraid to break them down without any regrets, without having fun and calculated risks. Joanne Linsley, absolutely pioneering. Leslie Wheel. Actually, and Frank Conti, because he never doubted any of us, me, for what I could contribute and what I was capable of. And that's important. It's both men and women around. And there were so many other women, and Alicia Kapheim, I would give her kudos as well. She doesn't know it, and Josie Anthony, lots of other women.